It has cost £49 million, most of it paid for by the taxpayer, but a new arts centre in Bangor is still not ready. Documents seen by BBC Wales show Bangor University was warned there was a high risk that the opening of its Pontio Arts Centre would be delayed and run over budget 6 months before it was forced to cancel its opening production. It's now expected to open sometime next year. Our arts and media correspondent Huw Thomas has this story.
It's a new centre for the arts and education. Pontio promises to bring a theatre as well as a new students' union to Bangor University. But it'll be some time yet before the vision becomes a reality. Pontio should already be open, but it's a long way from being completed. But this isn't simply a tale of late-running building work. I found long-standing concerns that the project was going to miss its opening date and run over budget. And there were concerns about the management of the project from those who were providing the public money. Pontio was originally a replacement for Theatre Gwynedd, which was knocked down in 2008. But trouble hit the project early on. Its first chief executive, Robert O'Dowd, quit after 6 months and the timetable slipped. In 2013, the building work began, but it's been dogged by delays. Eventually, its planned opening this autumn was cancelled at the last minute. When Bryn Terfel toured the site earlier this year, there were already fears the theatre named after him wouldn't be ready on time. The risk assessments I've seen from 2012 until April this year consistently warned there was a high risk that Pontio would not be completed on schedule, and it's a project relying heavily on the taxpayer. This afternoon, Pontio announced the cost of the building project had reached £49 million. More than £31 million of that comes from public funds, the Welsh Government, the EU and the Arts Council. Bangor University says it'll plug the gap. Meanwhile, on site, one worker told me that water was leaking through the roof, and photos I've seen of the inside show there's plenty of work to be done. Whenever it eventually opens, the university will cover the extra cost.
Well, we have the funding secured for the original project costs, and the extra funding is going to be paid for out of capital funds and not revenue funds, so it will have no effect on the university's daily business, no effect whatsoever on jobs, courses. Of course, there will be revenue money. We will always, the Pontio Centre will be open for many, many, many years, for many centuries. Hopefully, we will ensure there's a high-quality artistic program. We will always be seeking external grants and funding for various projects in the building.
There were early concerns about the management of the project among those providing the public money. In 2011, its business plan had to be rewritten after the Arts Council found it had a poor artistic vision and financial plans that weren't robust. All sides say those worries have been addressed and the taxpayers' support for the project continues. Pontio has already begun receiving £285,000 in annual Arts Council subsidies. All of the actors, musicians and comedians who'd been booked to play in the new Pontio have been left out in the cold, forced to cancel or make do with other venues that were no match for the bright, brand new stage they'd been expecting. And as for the Students' Union, well, its own newspaper says it all.
The timetable has been a bit of a shambles. People have been buying tickets and then getting those tickets refunded all within a matter of weeks. So I think the immediate priority is to get the project finished. But when the project is finished, there needs to be an independent and external audit of the project to find out exactly what's gone wrong with this multi-million-pound scheme.
The construction company says it's working hard to get the job done, with the centre's supporters hoping the latest revelations are the final act in the long-running drama surrounding Pontio's launch.
And Huw Thomas is with us now. So here we're no closer to knowing when this centre will open.
No, Thomas, and it's worth remembering that when Pontio was conceived, the original plan was to get it open in 2012. In the end, the building work didn't start till 2013, with that date of September this year being the one that all of the building work hinged on in terms of getting those first productions in, the tickets sold and the doors open. In the end, of course, that didn't happen, and those opening productions first of all postponed to February next year. But now the date hangs in the air, really. We know that Bangor University have said today that they're discussing with the contractors about working out a schedule. How quickly will they get the work complete? But as we saw there, there's still a lot of work to be done on that site. So all we know at the moment is that Pontio will eventually open at some point in 2015.
And to more public money is going into this project.
Yeah, there's the 31 million or so of public funding going into the building project itself. But we do know as well that the Arts Council of Wales will be providing regular annual funding, £285,000 towards Pontio's artistic programme. Now, it's interesting that Pontio should be in the news today when another arts centre in North Wales is struggling to survive. The Scala Arts Centre and Cinema in Prestatyn faces paying debts of £20,000 and losing a grant of £40,000. There's a meeting of the trustees of the Scala tonight. For the moment, the doors of the Scala in Prestatyn are open for this week. Its future perhaps decided next week, but it's interesting to note on the day when we're waiting for one arts centre in North Wales to open, another faces imminent closure.
OK, Huw Thomas, thank you very much.